Ashland City News comes out slow and serious. Wouldn't it be great if it came out fast and fun? This is why I've invented the 5-minute Ashland Town Hall. It is Tuesday, March 31st of 2020, and we are checking in with a friend of ours from OSF, see how that whole group is doing. And I go, hey, everybody, we're back with another segment of the 5-minute Town Hall. We're with Todd and Seibel. What do you want?
Bible, yeah, like Bible.
Seibel. He works at he works. You still work at OSF, right? You're still there?
Yeah,
a little bit.
ish. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about like what happened over there and how things going and what do people say. I mean, I know you're not the boss of everybody, unless maybe I don't know. Did they ever get fired above you? That's a weird thing. The people above you get fired, and you became the boss.
Eventually, somebody becomes the president or whatever when everybody else goes down.
Your lips to God's ears when that happens. All right, so so what happened on the day? I mean, it's not like too surprising, right? But that's a lot. 80%. How many people is 80%?
80% of who?
Well, didn't they get rid of 80% of the staff there at OSF?
Oh yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah.
Is that like 50 people? Is that like 500 people?
Oh. Man, math. Now you're killing me. I'd say it's several hundred people.
Ah, that's a lot. So, which bar in town do you think was most aggressively affected by that? I mean, I'm assuming it's Macaroni's is right there, or whatever it is, right? Is that where most employees would go? I mean, because you guys are filthy stage workers. You're all, I mean,
right.
You're constantly drinking.
Constantly, yes, yeah.
Yes,
we're sort of like pirates without a boat.
You're just touching each other's faces. It was madness.
Just drink the grog and
yeah. But did they big announcement? Did you guys sit there in a room, or they just email everybody? And you're like, oh, that was.
Well, it sort of happened for us. I think the way it did for everybody else, which was kind of this slow motion sort of thing. But we were my department was doing a nighttime changeover when we got the first wave of bad news. So it was, maybe 1:00 in the morning or something, and we were going into Midsummer Night's Dream, and we were taking apart the other set and putting in that one. And somebody who was sort of tuned into the news on his phone sort of was like, "Hey, the governor just said everything's closed." And then we were kind of like, "Well, why are we doing this then? Because there's not going to be a show tomorrow." So we just sort of got to a safe place and kind of stopped what we were doing, and everybody kind of went on their way. That was the first announcement that was groups of 200 or more couldn't gather. Right. That was sort of the first wave of it. And so that sort of set off kind of the first couple of weeks, and then sort of it was kind of a slow rolling thing that we're sort of in now,
Right. So basically the governor fired you. Think about
That's right. That is true.
Government. Man. So everyone cleans out their lockers or whatever you have there, right? Y'all clean out your lockers and bring.
Everybody just sort of wandered away. I mean, that was kind of, and then the social distancing thing kind of kicked in soon thereafter. Right. Prior to that, there was sort of an attempt to, is there a way to sort of clean this place up or a way to sort of disinfect everything as we go? And there were sort of good efforts made in that regard, but then it pretty quickly became you just can't do it. And, theater's so about
touching it,
gathering lots of people together in a room to all sort of share an experience, so that's just sort of the exact thing we should not be doing. So
right. So it was like everyone had their own idea of what to do, and then we realize let's wait until we have a plan. So
yeah,
that makes sense. You guys have a theater guild or a union or something that says we're gonna support you with food and liquor, obviously. I mean, grog. Yes, in some way, or that's
the plan. I mean, everybody's sort of staying in touch to the extent that they can. There's a group of folks that are in a union, and they're they've been laid off. They're all the folks that run the shows. So along with the actors and all of us who are involved in production are pretty much at a standstill at this point. So
right. So there's let's say the community was oh no, how can we help these poor theater people? I mean, which alcoholic union do they donate money to? I mean, which liquor store did you go
What's
to?
with you and the drinking? You
Look, I've worked in a show or two when drinking really kicked up. But is there like a fund or something like you guys have? Or like,
Not that I know of at this point, no, but that's a good idea.
yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I should run that.
You should start that, yeah.
You should start that. Me and Jameson's will come together and recreate. All right. So did they say like, hey, we're coming back in some time? You guys like have a coming back day?
We've
Or
got,
like,
well, we're sort of right now, that's kind of what the leadership is kind of planning that stuff now. So there's, you know, there's a world where maybe we could come back in the fall somehow. And then there's also a world where that's not possible, you know. So I think everybody's sort of making, you know, it's all about contingency planning at this point, I think, you know.
so anyone who's still working there is going like, all right, let's get ready for September, but let's also get ready for October. And let's also get ready to burn everything. And then let's also get ready to figure out next year's schedule. Those four options? Is that the four?
That's pretty much, those are the four options. You didn't count the flood.
Yep.
But those are, yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Sort of like what, you know, what can we do when, if we can, you know, and so it's just a lot of planning.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
It's super fun, huh? Yeah.
Planning. I mean, when you dreamed of getting involved in the theater, did you say to yourself, man, I hope I could plan more?
Well, you know, actually, well, you know, I mean, like working in all facets of the entertainment business, there's, you know, there's I think people don't appreciate how much planning does go into everything, you know.
That is sadly
And so,
true.
yeah, so
It is
we're good at planning, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are really good at planning at OSF who just are great planners. And so they're just sort of working through all those variables and stuff. But
I think they're just sadder plans. There's,
yes,
you know, like they're like, oh, we're gonna do this, and then everyone will be happy. We'll do this, and most people won't be as sad. That's
right. To minimize the sadness.
OSF, minimizing sadness, and another great catchphrase. You know what? I think that's about the end of our 5 minutes, Todd. Thanks for this. We'll do another one. Let's do another one of these. Want to do?
Sure.
All right. Woo!